I'm Robert Cavuto, and today on Metal Rules, I'm pleased to be speaking with Herman Frank of Victory to discuss the band's new studio album, Life, that came out this past September 13th. Welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time, Herman.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. A great album, fantastic. I really love it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You know, I mentioned it came out on February 13th. Was there any worries that Friday the 13th release?
No, actually, it was the birthday of my father. He passed out a couple of years ago, so I felt honored.
Good, good. That's at
I
least
did it, and by myself, I thought to myself, dedicated to my old dad.
Oh, that's great.
I'm not worried about Friday the 13th. Nah, nah.
This is Victory's 12th album. How do you keep finding inspiration to make new album after album?
Good question. Give me the next one. I really can't answer this one. I guess if you start writing music in the early days and you fall in love with it, with your music, then there's actually no way to stop.
Yeah.
Riffs or new melodies or ideas, they just came up mostly when I start in the morning, practice a little guitar by myself back home, and then you just have to push very quick button on any recording system. These days it's the iPhone.
Right.
And then you hope you remember what you meant with this riff or what you got in mind, because normally I mumble it on no, like this, and back to the studio next day or the day after or the same day. Yeah, some of these examples did not work out that in that way you thought of, you had been thinking of.
That's fine.
It's kind of like luck. Nobody can tell where ideas come from or something.
Yeah.
Thank God that they do come still.
Mm-hmm.
But after this, I guess it's the same procedure like in every album. A lot of work, a lot of discipline, a lot of starting again, throwing away, cutting down, whatever.
Making work. And when inspiration strikes, you always have to be ready, right?
Yeah.
I thought there was a real positive energy on Circle of Life. Is that how the band felt when you guys were making it?
That's the thing I'm looking nearly every album. You look for this energy, but this time it happened. Just happened, and I guess it might be the reason. The last album we recorded, God's Up Tomorrow, that it was into the COVID times, so we got no chance to really prepare or work together. And this time, Johnny took the chance and flew over a couple of times to Hanover, so I got a chance to work with him in direct in front of me, and it's more interaction then, and it's much easier to come out. So everybody felt kind of like safe because we prepared very well the songs. Everybody knew, oh, I had to record it. Just give it to it. And so we had a chance to sneak out in the evening for a couple of bars. So there was everybody was in a good mood. Everybody was excited. That's the reason why I came up with the idea for this little video for Count on Me. We did it by ourselves with the help of a friend. And I said, we have to like capture this moment. It might be every album might be the last one you're doing. You never know. In these days, next year, maybe the situation totally different. So that's the reason why we did this little video to show people we really got fun.
That's my favorite track on the album. I was going to ask you about that. Tell me what the history behind that song.
We started the second album, and it's a kind of like a phrase, is count on me. Yeah. Everybody needs somebody you can count on, and there are a lot of people I can count on. And everybody in the band knew I can count on Herman. He's coming up with some ideas. I just have to follow his advice. Everything will be fine. And they did, because I always tell the boys, in a normal life, I'm your friend. As a producer, I'm not have to be your friend in this moment. We only have 10 days So go. And then you just say, hey, let's record, start now. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock straight, buff.
That's great. That's great. What I really liked about all the songs was they're really riff driven, great hooks, great riffs. Does your songwriting process typically start with, a great riff, or do you typically start with lyrics?
Always try to start it. Always try to have a great riff. It is so. Yeah. Actually, I'm looking for this. Yeah. For me, a song needs a guitar riff. It's guitar music. It's not like this kind of like new metal. You put a couple of chords, just lay down A, F, G, or whatever. I'm looking for a riff, and that's the first thing I start with.
Yeah.
And then anything else, it develops. It's the same procedure. I'm always I'm always trying hard to find good verses.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
And in a verse, it's also, the guitars are very important, but the most important is to find a vocal line that catch you from the first moment.
Yes.
In my way of thinking, if you put away all the guitars and all the bass and just leave the drums and the vocals, people should recognize the song.
That's great. That's a great way to look at it. Has that always been your thinking from the very beginning when you were writing songs?
Actually, let me say it in Aussie words, in Ozzy Osbourne. I can't remember. Hey, I guess so. Yeah. For me, important thing is the vocals, the vocal line, is the melody, because people are not experts in guitars or not experts in drums. They feel the drums and they do feel the bass. That these are the most important two instruments, because they give you the groove, they give you the harmony and the bottom of the guitars. It's, as you said, it's a riff. If you come out with a catchy riff, cool. People do remember this thing too. But the most thing people are looking for or want to listen to is the melody.
I agree.
So it's much more important than a lead, guitar lead, I'm not writing songs just to put a lead on it.
I'll never forget, Steven Tyler said, "Don't bore us, get to the chorus."
Yeah, right, he said.
He's
absolutely right.
What did you use on this album? Because it's really, the guitar attack is really present with a lot of bite. What guitars and amps did you use on it?
I still use the same guitar since, I guess, 20 years now. Or 30 or whatever. This guitar, it's from '87. It was handmade for me from Rockingham, a guitar company. And in between, I played the V for Accept. I played a couple of heritages for the rhythm thing, but for the lead thing, and I came back to this guitar. I have two of them, and I fell in love again.
That's great.
So I just used these two guitars on it. I used my old Engel amplifiers, one of the first that came out. They had been modified kind of like a little bit from the owner. So I didn't change my gear for 20 years, 25 years now.
Yeah. Same, you use pedals? Same pedal, distortion pedal, or you go straight right into the amp?
No pedal.
No pedal, no overdrive.
No pedal. Not even once in a while. If I can't come up with a nice lead in the first moment, I plug in between a wah-wah.
Yeah.
Because everything sounds great with a wah-wah.
Yes, it does. Right. And I like a little bit of delay. Always think.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's for sure there's a little reverb and delay. I do love delay on a lead, because it smoothes up a little bit the notes, the tones.
Yeah,
it combines.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid and heard Eddie Van Halen, and I was just starting to play, and I had just a little amp and a guitar, and I was like, why can't I get this? And you don't realize there's chorus, there's flanger, there's delay, and all those pedals cost $100 when you get. I had to cut lawns for 10 lawns to pay for one pedal. So you start to learn that there's more to some people's sound than just what you hear.
Yeah, I guess it's the way you play the guitar.
Yeah.
In the end, But maybe I misunderstood. If pedals meant also a delay, I do love delay.
Yeah. You've been a lone constant in the band for quite some time now. You seem to be in a position to keep the legacy alive. Tell me a little bit about that responsibility.
I couldn't stop doing music. And I thought, hey, I'm in Victory now since 40 years, I guess, or 35 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a shame that people, the other members, they just don't have the same guts anymore, you know.
Yeah.
People getting older. If not everyone is lucky and your heart beats full beat for music, and then they go into producing or into management or whatever, or they do stop playing music, but you couldn't blame them for this move.
Right.
And not everybody is made for doing your whole life the music and go out on the road or something. But in my personal way, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of doing anything else. Anyway, what should I do after 50 years? Studying mathematics or something? No. It's too late now.
I talk to a lot of musicians like yourself, and they always say they love the playing on stage, they love the writing, they love the whole process, but the hardest part is traveling around and the waiting and the tour bus.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like in between that you got a couple of hard parts. If you're out for 3 or 4 months, like I did with Accept, or 5 months, you know, then yeah, in between you get a little tired.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a lot of less sleep, and people do think, oh, it's you do party every night. No way, no way. Maybe yeah, we did when we're in the age of 30.
Right.
Or 28, you know, yeah, then it's possible. But if you're over 45, yeah, you think about it twice.
You know, I just saw UDO the other night.
Yeah,
it's some great Accept songs, and you were on this album. Did you actually play on this album, or were you just live, or like a touring musician?
Sure, I played on this one. Listen to a couple of leads.
Did you? That's pretty cool.
I think I got my style also already in the old days.
Yeah. Did you write any of these songs on here?
We had been in the same room when we created the album.
Yeah.
Guess this answers the question.
Yeah, I get it. What made you leave, and what made you form Victory?
I don't know. I can't remember, like Ozzy.
You know, what do you think?
I have been talking about this for 30 years now. Hey, I really can't remember what I did, what I said. So no, better say nothing. So don't say anything wrong.
Fair enough. I get it. Fair enough.
I'm a guy. I'm not looking that much back to back and for the past. You know, I'm living for the future. You know,
yes.
I'm really excited that I come up nearly every year or nearly every second year with a new album. So that's what lives makes worth it.
Do you ever?
I do like live for the future.
Do you guys?
I had really great times back in Accept for a couple of years, in out, whatever, out in.
Did Victory ever play any Accept songs live?
No,
kept it separate.
Victory got his own catalog.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, you mentioned 10 or 12 albums. I really don't know. So I think we got enough material.
Yeah. What do you think what you would say is your biggest strength as a guitarist and a songwriter?
Biggest stress?
Strength. Biggest strength.
You mean you're talking about influences?
Or influences, or what do you think it is about your guitar playing that makes you stand out and really makes the difference musically?
Melody.
Yeah, melody's it, huh?
And I don't know the word for it. If you remember to a melody, if you also as a guitar player, you can put some melody in a lead solo.
Yeah.
Some do not.
No, I know.
A lot of do not. They just go for Olympics. But Olympics, yeah, you won't win anything. You know, you won't get the prize. I guess you have to come out with kind of like structure. People can follow also in a lead. That's one thing I'm looking for the tone in the left hand, the vibrato. Not play the same lick again and again for 10 albums. I try to come up with some different every album.
Yeah.
The way your own style, kind of like your own style. A lot of people are telling me, "Oh, that's you playing there on this record." I hear it right straight away. That's the most compliment you can look for.
That's great.
A lot of guitar players, there are tons of, could be this one, could be this one, could be this one, but the big influences are like Gary Moore or Ted Nugent or Mr. Malmsteen, Eddie Van Halen, the real good ones.
Yeah. Neil Schon is a great one too for melody.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I always forget one.
Yeah, he's great. You know,
I guess there are 10 more on this world.
I'm sure. You know, we talked about it a little bit and you touched upon it. 40 years of making music. You feel you still have something to prove, that there's an album out there that hasn't been made that's going to be tremendous.
Yeah, exactly. You said it. You always try to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Or you always have to prove yourself. It's not that easy. But on the other hand, I do like this challenge. I accept the challenge. That's a way. That's a way of life, you know. That's a way. If you choose to want to be a musician, you want to go out there and play to people. Hey, accept the challenge.
I get it. Now, did Victory ever tour in America, and is there any plans to come to?
Oh yeah, in the early days, we did 3-4 tours over there.
Oh wow.
We had been in Billboard charts.
Yeah.
Top 100.
Yep.
And so I guess we did, the longest tour was about 8 or 9 weeks. Lots of very nice clubs. I mean, 1,000 to 1,500 seaters. I mean, that's called in America a club.
Yeah.
But in between, on a Monday or Tuesday, I do remember a couple of clubs. Yep. They had been different. Small stage.
Yeah, that's true.
The announcement of the pizza is ready was louder than the band. It happened in a really. We had to play in a management booked you have a travel day and a day off, just costs. So he said, "Oh, we do a show on Monday. I do know a nice place from on the road from Los Angeles to somewhere. I can't remember." So we entered this whatever it says, Pizza, anything like that. There was a stage like 3 square meters. And no PA. That was just for vocals, a couple of cabinets up there. So we just played, and at the ground there had been a blue light, a red light, and a green light. That's it. That was it. So we started to play our set, and in between, they serve food or they did deliver food or for takeaway, and in between, through the speaker from the bar, always says, "Pizza number 45. 45's ready." So, wow. And 2 songs before we ended the show, this guy came up. "This is call for the last bus. Last bus is leaving in 10 minutes. So, wow. Yeah. There are different things you have to do on the road.
That's awesome.
On tour. It's not always like the big shows and just a great festival or something. There's in between. Yep. But there had been maybe 10 or 15 fans. So,
are you planning to come back to America anytime soon?
I doubt that.
Yeah.
America right now for this kind of music is just for AAA bands like Saxon, like you said, Udio, Acceptors over there, Kekistan. They're doing a package with KK's Priest. I mean,
yes,
that tells the story.
Got it.
And for European musicians, you had to come up with a working visa. Mm-hmm. Costs up to $3,000 each.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
So you have to fly over.
You got
and something you have to do to fill your fridge. You know, America tour wouldn't fill the fridge right now. In the early days, you went out for touring to promote the album, to sell albums. These days, for Spotify, in times of Spotify, you can't go. You can't take these adventures anymore.
No, I get it. I get it.
I wouldn't do it right now.
That
I mean,
makes-
if I would get a call for, is there any festival right now in the US?
no.
I don't know any.
Well, there's something in Nashville, and yeah,
Yeah, something for
Yeah.
country and western. Huh?
something in the mountain. No, that's something metal on the mountain or something like that.
Yeah, but
It's a one-off gig, right?
yeah, but right now Europe is big enough.
That's true. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, listen, Herman, I want to thank you so much for your time today. It was a real pleasure to speak
I
with you.
appreciate it.
And I absolutely love the album, and I love your guitar playing. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You have a good day, all right?
Talk to you later.
Soon.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye.
He was hysterical.